Hey ARMY, wherever you are. If you've been scrolling your timeline today and suddenly saw BTS Toronto trending everywhere, don't worry, you're not dreaming. Toronto, Canada has genuinely turned into a sea of purple over the past few days. And what's making it so wild isn't just the concert itself. It's the aura of two members who never fail to make ARMY's hearts race even harder, Jimin and SUGA. In this video, we're breaking down exactly why Toronto has been losing its mind, what's actually going on, and why the combination of Jimin and SUGA, known to the fandom as Yoonmin, always finds a way to send ARMY into a screaming frenzy every time they share the stage. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that notification bell too, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, let's dive right in. So here's how it all went down. BTS, RM, Jin, SUGA, jhope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook are currently in the middle of their comeback world tour called the Arirang World Tour. This is their first tour as a complete 7-member group since 2022, after all members finished their mandatory military service in South Korea. Just imagine, 4 years of waiting, and finally all 7 members are standing on the same stage again. One of the most anticipated stops on this tour is their stop in Toronto. The city landed 2 nights of performances at Rogers Stadium, located in the Downsview Park area. And to give you an idea of just how seriously this city took welcoming BTS, the Toronto city government actually took a pretty unique step. They temporarily renamed a stretch of Yonge Street to BTS Boulevard for the duration of the concert weekend celebrations. This isn't just a small symbolic gesture. Renaming a street like this is usually reserved for figures or events with major cultural impact on a city. And when a city government is willing to change street signage to welcome a music group, that says a lot about the scale of the impact BTS brings to that city, culturally, touristically, and economically. Both nights at Rogers Stadium drew tens of thousands of attendees, with tickets selling out well in advance. ARMY from across Canada, and even from neighboring countries like the United States, were willing to travel long distances just to witness this full 7-member reunion in person. This normally calm, orderly city transformed dramatically overnight. Cafes around the venue filled up with ARMY dressed in matching purple, merchandise pop-up stores got swarmed by buyers, and local media covered the frenzy as one of the biggest entertainment stories of the year in the city. But amid the mass hysteria over all 7 members, 2 names consistently stole extra attention, Jimin and SUGA. So why is that? Let's get into it in the next segment. Before we get into the aura that's causing all this hype, it's worth stepping back for a moment to understand where Jimin and SUGA stand within BTS, and why their interactions always end up in the spotlight. Jimin, or Park Jimin, is known as the lead dancer and one of the main vocalists of BTS. He's famous for his emotionally charged choreography, intense stage expressions, and a charisma that can captivate an entire audience with just one hand movement. Since launching his solo career, Jimin has also proven himself to be one of the most influential vocalists in global K-pop. SUGA, meanwhile, also known as Min Yoongi, and by his solo stage name August D, is BTS's main rapper as well as one of the most respected producers in the industry. His style is calm, cool, sometimes seemingly aloof, but that's exactly what makes every moment he shows his warmer or more playful side feel so precious to fans. It's this combination of 2 contrasting personalities that has made Jimin and SUGA's interactions consistently anticipated. The fandom even has a specific name for this friendship pairing, Yoonmin, a blend of Yoongi and Jimin's names. Their dynamic is often described like a cat and dog relationship, or the more popular term among ARMY, Tom and Jerry. SUGA, laid back and a bit of a tease, often teases Jimin, while the expressive Jimin responds with dramatic reactions that only make their moments together more entertaining. This isn't just ordinary chemistry. It's a friendship that's been built since before BTS even officially debuted, back in their pre-debut training days. Several of their interactions have gone viral on social media over the years. There was a moment when SUGA and Jimin playfully bickered in a behind-the-scenes promotional video, which fans dubbed True Cinema, because of how natural and funny their interaction felt. There was also a moment when Jimin attended SUGA's solo concert as August D. and the crowd got so loud cheering for Jimin's appearance that Suga had to jokingly ask the audience to refocus on him, since it was, after all, his own concert. Small moments like these are exactly what built their reputation as one of the most beloved member pairings within BTS. So when the two of them perform together on a stage as massive as Rogers Stadium, it's practically a given that audience hysteria spikes dramatically every time the camera catches a moment between them. Now let's talk about the aura mentioned in the title of this video. The term aura might sound abstract, but if you've ever been to a BTS concert in person, or even watched a rebroadcast, you probably know exactly what it means. On a 360-degree stage format like the one used on this tour, every member is genuinely exposed from every angle of the audience. There's no safe corner to hide in, and that's precisely where a performer's natural charisma really shows. Jimin is known for his ability to build an emotional connection with the audience through just a look or a facial expression. During emotionally charged songs, he has a way of making tens of thousands of people in a stadium feel like he's singing directly to each of them personally. This is one of the reasons why his solo moments, or even brief camera cutaways to him, tend to trigger waves of screaming that ripple almost simultaneously across the entire stadium. Suga, on the other hand, brings a completely different but equally powerful energy. When he delivers a rap verse with full intensity, there's a certain firmness and confidence radiating from his movement and delivery. The combination of his deep tone, sharp hand gestures, and an expression full of conviction creates a stage moment that feels raw and authentic, far from anything staged or forced. So when these two contrasting energies come together in one segment of the show, whether through a unit stage, a playful exchange between songs, or simply exchanging smiles mid-choreography, the crowd's reaction tends to erupt instantly. This phenomenon has been captured repeatedly in fan cams from previous BTS concerts, and it's entirely plausible that similar moments happened again during their nights in Toronto. What's interesting is that this kind of hysteria isn't just about good looks. It's about how both of these members, with over a decade of stage experience between them, have truly mastered the art of reading the crowd's energy and matching it with just the right intensity. That's what many fans refer to as aura. Something hard to explain technically, but something you feel immediately once you're standing in the middle of a crowd experiencing it live. Now let's talk about the atmosphere on the ground. Based on various reports and local Toronto media coverage, the 2 nights of BTS performances at Rogers Stadium unfolded with a level of enthusiasm rarely seen even by the standards of world-class music concerts. Since early morning before the gates opened, the area around the venue was already packed with ARMY, who had traveled from all over. Many wore photo cards of their favorite members around their necks, with a significant number naturally showcasing Jimin and Suga side by side, as a show of support for the Yoonmin duo. When the gates opened in the late afternoon, waves of ARMY filled every corner of the stadium, which holds tens of thousands of people. As soon as the stadium lights dimmed and the opening music began, the crowd screams instantly filled the air, a signature image of the massive energy that BTS concerts are known for. The most anticipated moments, of course, came whenever the stage formation shifted the spotlight to each member in turn. Every time Jimin or Suga appeared on the stadium's massive screens, the wave of screaming noticeably intensified, a clear sign of just how large and devoted their respective fan bases are. On social media, hashtags related to Toronto shot up the trending charts almost immediately after the concert began. Short clips of member interactions, especially Jimin and Suga's signature banter, spread rapidly and were reshared by thousands of fan accounts. The city of Toronto itself seemed to embrace the moment with full enthusiasm. Beyond the street renaming mentioned earlier, various cafes and restaurants around the concert area rolled out special BTS-themed menu items, while both official and unofficial merchandise stores were swarmed by buyers well before the concert even began. If we dig a little deeper, there are several reasons why Jimin and Suga's moments consistently manage to steal attention amid the hysteria of a concert this massive. First, there's history. Their friendship dates back to their earliest training days, before BTS even debuted. Fans who followed their journey for years know exactly how their dynamic has evolved over time, from once being awkward around each other, to now being so close and in sync that they barely need words to communicate. Second, there's the contrast in personality. As mentioned earlier, Jimin's warm and expressive energy pairs perfectly with Suga's calm, yet playful demeanor. This kind of combination creates a dynamic that feels authentic rather than something forced for the cameras. Third, there's fandom loyalty. The sub-fandom specifically dedicated to supporting the Yoonmin friendship pairing is notably active and tight-knit. Every time a new moment involving the two of them surfaces, it's usually shared widely across social media platforms within minutes, complete with fans' in-depth analysis of facial expressions, body language, and the meaning behind even the briefest of interactions. And fourth, there's momentum. A full reunion concert following a long hiatus caused by mandatory military service makes every moment of togetherness between members feel far more precious than before. ARMY, who for years could only catch small glimpses of the members' bond through individual social media posts, can now finally watch them perform together as a complete unit on the same stage. It's no wonder the resulting hysteria feels doubled compared to previous eras. It's also important to remember that this Toronto performance is just one part of a much larger world tour. This tour has been described as one of the biggest K-pop tours in history, with dozens of tour dates spread across multiple continents, from Asia and North America to Europe, with plans to expand into Latin America and Australia as well. After wrapping up their run of dates in the United States, BTS continued on to Canada, with Toronto serving as a key stop in their North American leg. The fact that tickets in nearly every city they've visited have sold out within a short window shows just how massive public demand is for this full group comeback. For many ARMY in Canada, this moment felt especially special, not just because they got to witness their favorite group's full comeback, but also because they got to see firsthand the kind of friendship between members that they've followed for years, including the signature closeness between Jimin and Suga that never fails to win over the crowd at every opportunity. After the shows wrapped up, social media timelines were flooded with reactions from ARMY, both those lucky enough to attend in person and those watching through other people's posts. Many fans shared how emotional it was to witness all 7 members together after such a long wait through their military service. Others specifically highlighted how Jimin and Suga's stage energy remained just as powerful, if not even more refined, compared to previous eras. Lively discussions popped up across various fan forums, covering small details like outfits worn, new choreography formations, and spontaneous joking moments between members caught on fans' phone cameras. This kind of phenomenon has always been a hallmark of BTS fandom culture. Every small detail of a performance gets analyzed and celebrated with genuine enthusiasm. This wave of excitement reaffirms one thing. Even after more than a decade in the industry, BTS's popularity and stage appeal, including the signature chemistry between Jimin and Suga, shows absolutely no signs of fading. And that wraps up our rundown of the excitement that's been unfolding in Toronto lately. From the city renaming a street, to the warm welcome from local residents, to the signature stage aura of Jimin and Suga that had thousands of ARMY screaming their lungs out. It all proves that BTS's full comeback is making a massive impact, not just on fans, but on the very cities they visit. So what do you think, ARMY? Were you one of the lucky ones who got to be there in person at Rogers Stadium? Or did you experience this excitement through social media like most of us? Drop your experience and thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with fellow ARMY who haven't heard about the Toronto excitement yet, and subscribe if you want to stay updated on BTS's world tour journey going forward. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. See you in the next video, and stay strong, ARMY.